So, I thought I'd get this off the chest. I've made videos like this before, and but it's one of these topics that I feel needs to be addressed, because some people will watch this one and not see the past ones, or not know where I'm coming from and stuff like that. So, right. And you know, when I was outside watching it, when I was outside working away, you know, things start hitting you in the head and what could be said and stuff like that, and it's flipped my mind. But here we go anyway. I can't stand Marvel movies. I cannot stand them. I made a wee short video of somebody actually giving my wife a birthday present. I always sends DVDs. I always sends them. And the last two times he sent her Spider-Man Homecoming. And of course, I've watched it. And being a Spider-Man fan, a huge Spider-Man fan, it just, wow. I couldn't believe I hated a movie so much. It just ruined the character for me. And you could say it was an Iron Man movie, you can say it did. It was just not Spider-Man. You know, you might as well put, you know, change his ethnic background. You might as well, because, well, they did that with his best friend, right? Well, not his best friend, they sort of made him into a colour guy. And that was a nerd, or whatever, I don't know. And it just changed the whole idea of him. I went, oh God, no! What am I watching? What is Disney doing? And they basically, you know, as I said many times, Disney's destroyed Star Wars for me as well. You know, they just took something, and within the first movie, The Force Awakens, I could see it happening. So now when it comes to superhero movies, what this big, ginormous machine has done, and when I say machine, I'm talking about Disney, I'm talking about Marvel, right? What they have done is saturated the movie business, right, with brain dumbed down movies, right? They fed us with movies that are basically the same but with different front runners in the front. You know, it's the same ingredients, put them in to make a movie. So of course, if you to walk in to any Marvel movie, you'd be like, oh, this is a Marvel movie, right? So which one of these people is it Iron Man, or is it a Hulk movie? It's got to be one of them. It doesn't matter, because they all feel the same, right? And it works. It works for the general public because they're saturated with it. Okay, take Avengers: Infinity War. It waited like 10 years to this some sort of build up to this sort of villain, right? So within those 10 years, right, they're brainwashing everybody into believing, oh, this is going to be epic, this is going to be a masterpiece, this is going to be the best film. I can't believe we're sitting here and we're watching history. We're watching history happen here because I've made myself believe that this film will be the, you know, this is what everything's been building to. Even though on my books, what I've seen, it's not really been building up to much. You know, the villain in the first Avengers movie, you know, at the very end was a pink guy, and somehow it's a blue guy that looks like Bruce Willis. So you got that build up, and the whole business side of things has been saturated into making you believe this is what a superhero movie is. This is what it is, right? Don't deviate from that. This industry has made artists, real artists, directors that want to come in and put their own shit in it, it's made non-artists more famous because they're making films that are basically on a franchise. It's a McDonald's, right? It's like McDonald's, you get this burger, right? And it's all got to be made the same way. And then what they do is they says, right, here's another burger joint, open up there, and you're the manager, right? You're the manager, and you'll be so people will come to you and you'll get all the applause because you brought McDonald's to us. You know, it's something like that. So you can take any wish-wash director, put him behind these films, then have the other guy, the Kevin Feige guy, right? He comes in and he says, okay, director, not really heard of you, but here's the instructions, here's the guideline on how to manufacture your movie, and believe me, right, society has now been fed with all your McDonald's and stuff like, right? Like America, okay, it's famous for its obesity because it's eating burgers, right? Because it's been spoon-fed. Even McDonald's old adverts, right, used to be aimed at kids getting in there. Now they're trying to wish-wash with you know, point to the adult section, okay? Anyway, I'm drifting on to the subject, but you get my point, right? You get my point. So they take any director and they go in there, and that film, it's like, what else? It's like WALL-E, okay? WALL-E, you know, that robot sort of Pixar movie, right? Where everybody's like jelly and they're all kind of, you know, they've never bothered getting up off their backsides because they've been pre-programmed. Or Player One, where everybody's on the vise and they're not really, this is the main thing, right? It's the Disney movies are like the, you know, the favourite toy of the year. Everybody's got one, and it will last for maybe a month and that will die off, and then something new will come on, right? And if you haven't got that, then you're looked down on. That is what sort of happened with DC. DC came out with something new, right? With something new. And because it's not with the trendy, it's looked down upon, it's hated upon. What are you trying to do? Trying to copy us? No, they tried to come out with something unique, right? They've tried to come out with something unique. And it's been shone upon, right? It's been put down, right? It's been put down, and anybody who ever knows anything about the comics, right, they would have appreciated it. The populace who didn't know anything about the comics, they grew up with like Christopher Reeves, right? They were like, oh no, I'm agreeing with this Marvel fan because he's agreeing with me. That's not how we want it. We want our movies manufactured in this way, right? We want it done all over because it's nice and cheesy, and it's because we've been brainwashed into believing this film is good, right? That is why I hate it. For instance, Star Wars, okay? Star Wars, big money market movie industry, right? They believe, right, the studios believe that they could take a subject like Star Wars that is loved by billions, right? And because it's loved by billions, they could take something, rip out its heart, and put anything on the screen and believe that everyone will be sucked into watching it and loving it because it has the logo Star Wars. Now, I've seen comments below on Han Solo. It says, oh, I just seen Han Solo, and I thought the film wasn't all that bad. And I don't know what all the hate. The hate was because the fans felt betrayed. Okay, it wasn't anything to do about the film in particular, right? For instance, I've not seen it, right? The film could be good, but the mythology behind it and everything else has been destroyed and been manufactured and trying to, like, Force Awakens was basically a spin-off of The New Hope, right? And it was just there to get your money. And that's exactly what Marvel Films is. They say Kevin Feige is one of the top guys now, you know, one of the paid very strong when it comes to making movies. And that's down to you guys and girls. Who's fell for it, you know? Now I wear my DC top and Justice League top, and because I am showing support. Okay, if you want to see support, go on to YouTube and put in Rangers fans or Celtic fans, and that goes to show you the passion, or any football team. That goes to show you the passion, the vote behind us, because we like Zack Snyder fans, for instance, right? They want justice done to a film that they felt was tarnished because the movie company was trying to make it into Marvel. And Snyder fans, and some DC fans will disagree with this, right? But Snyder fans just want the best movie to come out for their heroes. And they believe they never got it. They believe, and if you look at the figures, Justice League only broke even. Now, the reason why Marvel films are doing well, you don't hear many Marvel fans complain, it's because their movies are doing well, right? And I've said often enough, right? I'd rather hate a DC movie, right? Hate it, as long as it's popular with the people. As long as it's popular, then that'll rest easy on me, because then people will see how great our characters are. But now I'm living in a world where I can see how great my characters are. Man of Steel, BVS, these are the heroes I've read about. But sadly, due to the lemmings that follow the Marvel thing, people are brainwashed into believing that ain't it. And it is it. Are you with me so far? DC fans have now become sort of the, you know, in Britain, okay? In Britain. The only thing you can know about Batman was the 60s series, right? And for many generations, and I don't know what it was like in America back then, but for many generations it was looked down upon, right? It was looked down upon. Oh, you're into comics? Oh, you know, grow up and all that sort of stuff, right? But the comic book readers, they knew the secret. They knew how good the comic books are or could be. And we wanted, as comic book readers, wanted everybody on board, you know, into it. So we sort of hide our secrets and we hide our passions and stuff. So where DC fans find ourselves now is we're still at that place. We are still trying to convince other people to come away from this brainwashing rubbish that is there, and try to open your mind and think and watch these films. Now slowly I believe BVS and Man of Steel was getting there with people. It's still talked about and everything else. It's people are really starting to come around and saying, hey, this film isn't bad at all. I don't know what or who I was listening to before. Right? Maybe after so many conversations with people that actually like BVS, they will finally understand the famous Martha quote, and not just listen to the biased groups that are out there taking fun of it. So these are the reasons why I hate Marvel. Why the Black Panther DVD is still in its wrapper and probably heading to the bin. Or anybody who ever want it. Why? I've got nothing against the film. The film will be okay, but I already know what the film is like. I know what the ingredients are and what it's meant to be. I watched the Captain Marvel trailer, and I thought, there's still nothing new, and they're already building it up to be better and equal than Wonder Woman. Why bring DC movie into it? Why bring that into even the conversation? Why build it up as some sort of competition? Okay, Captain Marvel, I hate saying that one because to me it's Shazam. To Captain Marvel woman on the Marvel, that's what, equivalent to Supergirl or something like that. Okay, and DC's bringing out Supergirl, allegedly and stuff. But it's just, it's a long road. And for DC fans, you know, we'll just carry on fighting, we'll carry on struggling with each other. My page will constantly trying to boost the positive stuff about DC, you know, but again, we are the ones, we are the voice that, we are still the geeks now. DC fans have been pushed into the corner saying, you know, we are the ones, you know, from the past that, oh, you read comics? We're those people now. You know, we are still the people that know the truth. You know, that we can see the, you know, how great it can be. Especially now we have the multiverse coming up, and we have the Joker, and some scenes of that and some pictures have been branded out there, you know, and people have seen maybe people attacking maybe Thomas Wayne in the train, and they see the Dark Joker, and some hate have came out and says, are they just copying the Joker from the, you know, the Dark Knight? And I went, how can you copy the Joker? Right, what, you're talking about looks? You know, the looks are the same, white face, big red smile, green hair. It's iconic for the Joker, of course it's going to look similar. That's your hate. That is stupidity of them all. I mean, I get it, there's people out there that don't know the difference between DC and Marvel. Oh yes, there are people out there that wonder why Wonder Woman hasn't joined the Avengers yet. I've heard those comments. You know, why shouldn't Batman join the Avengers or whatever? It's because DC has the potential for greatness. And DC, for me, has already showed you some greatness. But for the last 10 years, everybody's been brainwashed into thinking this is how you make a superhero movie, and it ain't. A superhero movie, like a comic book, should be able to stand on its own, because a comic book has a writer and an artist, and each one of them are unique because they are done by so many different writers and artists that have free flow, how to draw their book, you know, how to make this Batman book stand so different from this one is because of the different teams behind it. If Marvel was to make, if Marvel films were to make comics, right, it would be, for instance, it would be the same team behind every comic. Every drawing would be the same, every sort of way of telling a story would be the same. But DC are known for its great art and graphic novels. You know, Arkham Asylum done by Grant Morrison and stuff like that. That artwork, you know, or it's DC's managing to push the envelope. But thanks to Marvel, DC at one point was forced to try to go and copy Marvel's stand. They were getting forced into thinking, we cannot be a company that makes movies different. And that's what's so scary about Disney and Marvel. Marvel, Disney, whatever, they're buying all these companies up. They're making all these shows up and stuff like that. They are the Third Reich. Okay? If it ain't Marvel, it ain't good. Okay? That's, if it's not under the jurisdiction of a Disney company that's taken over from all these other companies like Fox and, you know, and stuff, then we're looking at the end of art as we know it. We're looking at the end. If Disney buys up all the sort of film studios, then why bother listening to the news when we've only got one side of the news? Because we all know whoever owns the newspapers and whoever owns the news, they control how we think. And right now, because Disney has a monopoly on superhero movies, they're controlling how we think, or what we should be watching, or what we should like in a DC movie, in a superhero movie. I'll probably make more of these because there's probably so many other things that I've forgot to say. So yeah, man, I'm just. But things are looking up. Things are looking up. DC is in strife just now. You know, Ben Affleck's in a bad way. He's getting support from the managers. These, we're having an Aquaman, Wonder Woman movie and stuff. No sight of a Justice League. And we all got our hopes for a Justice League. You know, a couple of films. Zack Snyder was planning to get to the main baddie within a couple of years, like Darkseid, right? Wasn't all this 10 years thing, right? You were going to see the baddie kicking ass in Justice League 1 and 2. Not 10 years. They weren't playing catch up, they were telling a unique story. They weren't making all these other wee movies up just to try and get your money, even though a lot of them were bad. And let's face it, a lot of them were. You know, a lot of them you don't really go home and talk about. You know, Iron Man box set. Seriously, I couldn't watch any of them again. They were that bad. They were that bad. The only decent film for me that that I watched was, I would say, Captain America Civil. That was reasonably okay, but it's just I can't stand watching them now. I feel that I'm portraying my passion, my DC, when I watch it. And I don't think I could ever watch. So I'm being honest. I am being honest. I'm not being biased. I'm not. If you love Marvel, fine. Right? If you know. But these are just my thoughts and feelings on my despair at the world that we have. That majority of people have lost the experience of going to a movie and being surprised, right? Going to a movie and feeling that they should be happy. That's what one guy says to me. They feel, they said to me, I said to the partner, they haven't seen The Great Showman because it's manufactured to make you happy, right? You know, to make you happy. Then if that's what you want to be, if you want to go to a movie like that and be happy, so be it. But there's people out there that want a wee bit of realism to their heroes. They want a wee bit of tragedy to their heroes. Okay, they want to go to cinema, see films like Memento, see thrillers, things that would tax their brain and not go, pass the popcorn, yeah, you might go to the toilet, I'll go to the toilet, don't worry, it's fine, film's on. Oh, the people walking up and down the street, oh, that was a good movie, wasn't it? Oh, I had to go to the toilet about 10 times and stuff like that, but I still enjoyed it. Something like BVS, you're like, what's he doing? Oh, shit. Oh, man, this shit isn't bad for him. I need to go to the toilet, but I can't. I go, he comes back. What happened? Oh, fuck, he's dead. Oh, damn it. I like that shit, right? I like it. I like to go to a film and not be singing zippy-doo-dah when I'm coming out, right? Or being, my brain being shut down. Right? I want to go to a film and talk about it afterwards. Right? If I like that bit or if I dislike that bit, and what do you think that bit was trying to say? I don't get that with Marvel. Marvel's just something you put on the background when you have like 10 kids in your house and you watch it and may hypnotise them for a couple of minutes, and stuff. It's but until the day DC gets the recognition it totally deserves, I will continue disliking Marvel. Thank you. Probably make another one, and I'll probably lose subscribers after this, but at least I'm honest.